You may have seen Easter eggs in movies, but have you ever seen a movie inside an Easter egg? In 2024's latest Marvel blockbuster, Deadpool and Wolverine, the director went all out, stuffing the film with hundreds of Easter eggs. These include plenty of nostalgic callbacks and cameo appearances from characters in other movies. Hardcore Marvel fans are thrilled, but casual viewers are left scratching their heads. Some have even called this the most challenging superhero movie in Marvel history for newcomers to follow. So, what exactly is this movie about? Let's dive in. In Logan, 2017, Wolverine sacrificed himself to protect X-23, the young clone of himself. Years later, his grave has long been overgrown with grass. But Deadpool refuses to believe Wolverine is truly gone. He digs up Wolverine's grave, determined to find out for himself. Grave robbing is already pretty low.
Damn it! You son of a bitch!
But guess what? He actually finds Wolverine's remains, reduced to just a skeleton wrapped in adamantium. One look at those bones, and it's clear. Wolverine is really, truly dead. At this moment, agents from the Time Variance Authority, TVA, show up to arrest Deadpool. In the icy wilderness, Deadpool fights them off, using an adamantium axe he fashioned from Wolverine's bones. Wielded like nunchucks, the weapon delivers a bizarre yet epic fight sequence. As an R-rated movie, Deadpool and Wolverine doesn't shy away from visceral combat. The action is intense, with blood splattering everywhere, all while Deadpool awkwardly dances to Bye 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 and Sync. And that's how the movie kicks off. Unlike other superheroes, Deadpool lacks the typical hero's aura. His chaotic, irreverent nature sets him apart, but he once applied to join the Avengers in the most conventional way possible, by submitting a resume and going through an interview. Happy Hogan, Iron Man's trusted ally, conducted the interview and promptly rejected him. Deadpool's dream of joining the Avengers was crushed. This scene is packed with Easter eggs. Happy's office is filled with iconic props from other Marvel movies, giving fans a nostalgic treat. Even superheroes need to pay the bills. Deadpool becomes a used car salesman, juggling mundane life with his usual antics. On his birthday, his friends gather to celebrate, including Blind Owl, Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Peter, his girlfriend Vanessa, and the silver-haired mutant Yukio. However, the TVA crashes the party again. But this time, they aren't here to arrest Deadpool. They want to recruit him. The TVA's mission is to protect the sacred timeline, a vital concept in Marvel's multiverse. Their representative, Mr. Paradox, explains this. Events must occur in the right place and at the right time to maintain universal stability. Mr. Paradox informs Deadpool that his universe is on the brink of collapse because it has lost its anchor. The anchor is an irreplaceable figure whose death causes a chain reaction, leading to the gradual destruction of the universe. Deadpool, naturally, assumes he's the anchor, but Mr. Paradox reveals the truth. Wolverine was the anchor, and his death set the process in motion. Although it will take thousands of years for the universe to fully disintegrate, Mr. Paradox possesses a device called the Time Rift Accelerator, which can speed up the collapse. In short, the universe's fate is now in his hands. Faced with two choices, Deadpool must either return home and wait for the end with his friends, or join the TVA and work under Mr. Paradox. Unsurprisingly, Deadpool rejects both options. Instead, he devises a third plan: find another Wolverine from a parallel universe and bring him back to replace the anchor. This, Deadpool believes, will save his universe from destruction.
Fucking knows.
So, that's how we got the scene at the beginning of the movie where Deadpool digs up Wolverine's grave. Traveling across various multiverses, Deadpool encounters at least 7 versions of Wolverine. The first is the short, 1.6-meter Wolverine from the original comics. The second is the secret agent Wolverine from the 1980s comics, with a persona somewhat like James Bond. Then comes the one-armed Wolverine from the Age of Apocalypse universe. The fourth version is played by none other than Henry Cavill, borrowing his Superman physique to portray a mechanic Wolverine who punches Deadpool without a word. Next is the older grizzled Wolverine from Logan, with a look reminiscent of a cowboy in the good, the bad, and the ugly. We also meet the crucified Wolverine from the early Uncanny X-Men comics. Then there's the brown suit Wolverine from the comics, who once fought the Hulk. Finally, there's a washed-up Wolverine wearing a retro yellow suit. In his universe, he's a disgraced hero, barely surviving after the X-Men were annihilated. Deadpool decides to bring this washed-up Wolverine back to the TVA, but Mr. Paradox tells him this effort is pointless. As a result, both are exiled to the Void.
All about doing this.
The Void is essentially Marvel's multiverse dumpster, a wasteland where discarded mutants and superheroes from various universes are left to fend for themselves. It's like a Mad Max punk dystopia. Thrown into this chaos, Wolverine is understandably furious at Deadpool, the reason for his banishment. The two engage in an epic fight. With their insane healing abilities, they're practically unkillable. Deadpool wields his katanas and pistols, while Wolverine slashes with his iconic claws. The battle is brutal, bloody, and ends in a stalemate. Suddenly, Chris Evans shows up to break up the fight. However, this time he isn't playing Captain America. He reprises his role as the Human Torch from the 2005 Fantastic Four. This cameo is a nostalgic nod, though things take a turn when Cassandra Nova's mutant army absorbs the Human Torch's energy. This leads to a rare comedic moment of Chris Evans taking a humiliating loss. In the mutant army, Wolverine spots his old nemesis, Sabretooth. The two immediately clash. Ending with Sabretooth's head in Deadpool's hands. Deadpool, ever the jokester, references Mad Max, Fury Road's Furiosa in the process. However, the mutant army captures both Deadpool and Wolverine using giant suction cups. They are bound together, awkwardly close, and transported to the villain's lair, which, bizarrely, is made from Ant-Man's skull. Apparently, in one of the multiverses, Cassandra Nova managed to kill Ant-Man and repurpose his remains. Cassandra Nova, the army's leader, is a terrifying villain. According to the comics, she's Professor X's twin sister. Sadistic and destructive by nature, she tried to strangle her brother with their umbilical cord while still in the womb. Her powers are godlike. She can manipulate both the physical world and people's minds with ease, using telekinesis and psychic control. When Deadpool, true to his nature, cheekily accuses the Human Torch of bad-mouthing Cassandra on the way there, she snaps. With a single gesture, she flays the Human Torch alive, leaving behind nothing but a pile of bones and flesh. Cassandra doesn't stop there. She reaches into Deadpool's head, delving into his mind to explore his thoughts, no doubt setting up the next chaotic turn in the story.
You'll never fucking matter.
Deadpool and Wolverine team up to take down Cassandra, but their efforts prove futile. Suddenly, Alioth, the storm beast from the Marvel series Loki, makes its dramatic entrance. Alioth, originally inspired by the godlike storm from the Thor comics, is a force of destruction, capable of consuming everything in its path. Amidst the chaos, Deadpool and Wolverine manage to escape, but they must figure out how to leave the Void, a desolate dumping ground for discarded heroes and mutants from across the multiverse. Unfortunately, the only gateway out is controlled by Cassandra, whom they can't defeat. They need another plan. Just then, a dog sprints out of the wasteland. It's Dogpool, Deadpool's pet, and a delightful Easter egg. In real life, this dog, named Peach, was crowned Britain's ugliest dog. But trailing behind Dogpool is an unscarred, good Deadpool from yet another universe. Yes, Marvel's multiverse can be dizzying, with countless versions of characters popping up unexpectedly for comic relief. With good Deadpool's help, our Deadpool and Wolverine acquire a Honda car. Predictably, they spend the entire drive bickering and fighting, literally stabbing each other hundreds of times in the confined space. The brawl lasts from midday until nightfall, leaving both utterly exhausted. Just as they collapse, three iconic superheroes stumble upon them and bring them to a secret base. Blade, the legendary vampire hunter, Erica, Marvel's first solo female movie superhero, and Gambit, whose solo film has yet to materialize but remains a fan favorite. Adding to the surprise, X-23, the young Wolverine clone from Logan, appears as well. However, since this Wolverine comes from a different universe, the father-daughter duo feels estranged. This unlikely team bands together to take on Cassandra. Despite being outnumbered, they unleash incredible power. Blade leads with a rocket launcher, while the others dive into an epic battle against Cassandra's mutant army. Slow-motion shots dominate the sequence, giving every hero their moment in the spotlight, a nod to their immense popularity. Deadpool and Wolverine eventually confront Cassandra, but her overwhelming powers render their efforts useless. Though neither of them can die, they stand no chance against her. However, Cassandra has one critical weakness. Like her brother, Professor X, her psychic abilities can be blocked by a specialized helmet. As Cassandra invades Wolverine's mind and nearly overpowers him, X-23 swoops in with the Juggernaut's helmet. Deadpool places it on Cassandra's head, temporarily disabling her powers. Deadpool seizes the moment to demand the time portal, but Cassandra, ever defiant, threatens to kill him. Despite her villainy, Cassandra harbors a soft spot for her brother. Wolverine cleverly uses Professor X's words to persuade her. Reluctantly, she activates the portal. The device she uses is oddly similar to Doctor Strange's, leading to speculation that she might have killed a version of him in another universe. The film leaves this unanswered, fueling fan theories. Deadpool and Wolverine return to their original timeline, where they confront Mr. Paradox at the Time Variance Authority. Paradox, intent on destroying this universe with his Time Crusher, clashes with Deadpool, who is determined to save it. Their argument reaches a boiling point when Cassandra, having followed them through the portal, takes control of Paradox's mind and gains access to the Time Crusher's vast energy. Meanwhile, Deadpool faces a new dilemma. An army of 90 alternate versions of himself emerges, including highlights like Sexy Deadpool, Zombie Deadpool, Baby Deadpool, Mini Deadpool, Cowboy Deadpool, and Wizard Deadpool. As chaos ensues, Deadpool uses Good Deadpool as a human shield before teaming up with Wolverine to take on the Multiverse's Deadpool variants. Their battle rages from the streets to the alleys, promising a comedic and action-packed spectacle. After all, everyone here is immortal. Even if they fought for an entire day and night, it wouldn't lead to any real conclusion. At this moment, Peter appears, wearing a Deadpool suit. In every multiverse, Peter is the shared idol of all Deadpools. With Peter's mediation, they agree to a temporary ceasefire. Finally free from their immediate troubles, Deadpool and Wolverine rush to stop Cassandra. By this time, Cassandra has already located the Time Crusher and has begun absorbing its immense energy to fuel her plans. Her ultimate goal? To turn the entire universe into nothingness. According to Paradox Man, the only way to stop her is to head to the energy supply chamber, merge the positive and negative matter, and trigger an explosion to destroy the Time Crusher. But here's the catch. The energy clash is so destructive that no one could survive it. This time, it really means certain death. Wolverine volunteers to sacrifice himself, admitting that his life feels meaningless since he has no friends left.
Say hi to your friends for me.
Surprisingly, Deadpool jumps in first, refusing to let Wolverine go alone. Yet, one person's strength isn't enough. So in the end, the two share the burden of the energy clash. The scene that follows is nothing short of iconic. Wolverine's clothes are completely blown apart, leaving his muscular physique on full display. Honestly, this shot alone is worth the price of the movie ticket. In the swirling vortex of energy, Cassandra's expression changes dramatically before she vanishes into thin air. The universe is finally saved. Thanks to their shared effort in taking the brunt of the damage, both Deadpool and Wolverine survive and retain their ability to regenerate. As for the ending, Paradox, Man is suspended for violating regulations by using the Time Crusher, setting up a potential subplot for the Avengers series. Meanwhile, Wolverine reunites with X-23 in Deadpool's universe, bringing about a heartwarming family reunion. In the post-credits scene, Deadpool is seen editing video footage to clear his name. It turns out Human Torch really did badmouth Cassandra, and Deadpool didn't falsely accuse him. So, yeah, Human Torch's death wasn't exactly unjustified. This film is a true love letter to Marvel fans, packed with an overwhelming amount of lore and Easter eggs. Casual viewers might find themselves completely lost, but fans will undoubtedly have a blast. With countless hidden references, well over 100 if you look closely, it's a treasure trove for devoted Marvel enthusiasts. The fight scenes are undeniably spectacular, with bone-crushing blows and non-stop action. The banter and playful bromance between Wolverine and Deadpool remain a major highlight, making this a film well worth watching.